In this tutorial we are going to learn get function and cbind function in R. First let's put a question mark and get in order to get the help files associated with R. So in the last part there would be some kind of example given. Now let's call a vector starting from 1 to 10. Let's call it again and put get. So it's the same actually to getting the function, to getting a vector. So now we can call some inbuilt data set. Let's put randomly 3 data: BOD, Swiss and empty car. So now if we put BOD, we can see visualize the data. So in that case we have to write 3 times, so better to write ls and quotes so you can see the header lines of the data, the names of the matrix. Now if we use for I want to ls and print get, it will give all the associated matrix that we called so far. So you can see now there are 3 set of matrix, there are 3 set of data set, data frame, you can say 1 frame 3 data set. So this way we can utilize the get function. Now let's put some example from field data from my PhD work. Here I use 3 different discharge data taken from the 3 different sites that I often receive through email from my colleagues. I have to make some kind of analysis from this data. So this can be from any other type of data. For example, I'm giving it here as a discharge data, but it can be anything. Let's say we're getting some kind of water sample or whatever. So now let's put rm to remove and see the data. These 3 data are given in a text file by email. Now we are going to club them all together. So first this rm function will clean the console, because the other variables might interact on that. That's why I often use and clean the console. Now let's bring all those data in one framework calling get function. So now we can see that all 3 data are given on the console. So let's merge them all together using cbind function. Cbind means column, binding a column, so the file names, and now we can call it the one file. So you can see already one file is given. Now if we want to export them, we have to write down the directory and which format that we want is, let's say we want to have it CSV format. So now we can write CSV, and if we run this part of the code, we can already see that the independent data set are clubbed together with this name, all stations. Here it is. So there is 3 set of data that is clubbed in one single file. So that's very useful if we do some kind of research from field, so we can make some summary statistics afterward. So we can now have an idea of what is happening on the 3 independent stations, and if we want to make some kind of correlation with two first element, then we can also see that. And then we can see 2 other variables, GLC and VISP. They're actually the independent time series data. Now we can also make a kind of correlation with all the files together and plot it. So the plotting is very useful actually. The y-axis, like GLC in the first one, the y-axis means the discharge from Glach, and the x-axis it is Reckingen. So there is quite a good correlation. You can see that the trend line is getting straight. So by this way I actually do my all kind of correlation analysis. It's not necessarily to be discharge, it can be from anything. If you work in a company, you can have different kind of variables, so you can do some correlation. For any questions, please do not hesitate to give me a mail.